Hello, everybody. Hello. Astra. I don't want to hear anyone complaining about Astra today. Negative T minus. I was not late, chat. I got here right as the countdown happened. Don't try to gaslight me into thinking otherwise, okay, chat? You know. As I take a sip from my nondescript beverage of sorts. I'm not sponsored, so I'm not gonna say who it is that I just opened a can of. I mean, you guys will never know which soda that I just opened. You would never ever in a million years guess. Anyway, hello. I'm get rich. Like right there. Maybe. Yes, there we go. The wizard is here. I'm trying not to like sit on the dress weird. They don't like crimp something. That's kind of like what I'm not trying to do. That's fine. I think that's fine, Chad. I think that's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's perfectly fine, chat. Anyway, hello everybody. Hopefully she remembered to put on safety shirts. You guys will never know. Well, over the last 175 streams, there have been 0 times. Well, you've been late 0 times in the past 175 streams. We'll go with that. We'll go with that, Derek. We will go with that. But yeah, chat. I'm wearing this outfit again because last time I wore it, I forgot that I had these cute little like armbands that I didn't wear with it. I forgot that they came with it. So yeah. We're trying again. Wardrobe malfunction incoming? You guys have no faith in me, chat. It's so sad. When you guys have 0 faith. Holy shit, dude. I am so tired this morning, chat. You have no idea. I took a shower this morning, and I got out of the shower, and I'm just like... I could take a nap right now. Do the armband shoot lasers? Yeah. No, they block. They're plus 10 to mana defense. You saw last time you wore this outfit? No. No. You guys are silly. Guys are silly. You have a knack of having wardrobe malfunctions. I kind of do. This is a thing I tend to do a lot. But, you know, listen. We all make mistakes in the heat of battle, Jimbo. Oh my god, I'm so, like, dizzy, chat. I wish I wasn't dizzy. Like, I hate waking up and then being dizzy for, like, fucking all day. Literally, just, it never goes away. I'm fucking so tired of it. Dude, I had Culver's 3 hours ago and I'm still full as fuck. Well, Culver's is good. What did you get from Culver's? That's the question. Did you or did you not do it right? Because there is a right and a wrong thing to get at Culver's. And the wrong thing is anything that's not cheese curds. Because you can get a whole meal at Culver's, right? But if you don't get cheese curds with it and you get french fries, you've lost the sauce, dude. You've lost the sauce. The double bacon deluxe, that sounds fine, but did you have cheese curds with it? Culver's is too expensive. It is too expensive, dude. I get Culver's like every once in a while, but I only ever get the cheese curds just because I don't want to pay for like everything else. It's like $20 if you're getting like a full meal, dude. It's insane. I'm not big on the curds. How are you not big on, are you not American? Do you not like, I feel like fried cheese is the most American thing you could possibly have, and that's what cheese curds are. I feel like cheese curds are, if you know, I'm like suspecting you of a commie if you don't like cheese curds. Like, what? You don't like deep fried curds of cheese? What are you, some sort of commie? It's Mexican? Cheese curds aren't Mexican. What? Cheese curds are like Midwestern. That's a Midwestern invention. That's like from Wisconsin, dude. Trying to co-opt Wisconsinite culture. That's fucked up. Last time I got Culver's, I almost abandoned my order after I heard the price. Like, legit, yeah, it's fucking crazy. I'm more of a jalapeno poppers kind of boy, to be honest. I like jalapeno poppers, I will say. If I do love me some jalapeno poppers. I would probably rather have jalapeno poppers than cheese curds. But you gotta think, jalapeno poppers are just cheese curd, they're just Mexican cheese curds, really, if you want to think about it. Jalapeno poppers are just Mexican cheese curds. Because a cheese curd, all a cheese curd is, right, is a curdled cheese, a curdled ball of cheese, right? Like, if you take milk and, like, you heat up that milk, then the fat will separate from the cheese, and so then it will become like solid cheese instead of milk, and that becomes what's called a curd of cheese. And then you take that curd out of the milk, and then you dry it, and then you put some batter on it, and then you fry it, and oh my god, you have a cheese curd, and it's amazing. All a fucking jalapeno popper is you've taken a jalapeno, you've cut it in half, you stuffed it with cream cheese, and then you've deep fried it. So they're both kind of deep fried cheese if you really want to think about it. Curd is too close to turd. Are you one of those people that won't eat something because the name sounds similar to something else? Like, that is the most invalid reason to be picky about a food. Like, I don't like cheese curds because the curd sounds too close to turd. Like, what? That doesn't have anything to do with how it tastes. Call it a flaboogle if you want. It tastes good. Like, who cares? Who fucking cares, dude? Actually, I hate cottage cheese. Well, it's not cottage cheese. It's just a cheese. It's not cottage. Cottage cheese is different. Cottage cheese is its own thing. That's not what a cheese curd is. Cottage cheese is like, it's like, what is the word for a baby cow? It's like baby cheese. Looking good? Thank you, Super Pie. Thank you. No, I was saying since I was just brought up. Oh, I see. Fit check? Okay. People hate mustard because of, turd. Mustard? That seems weird. That seems weird to be. That seems like a weird complaint, to be honest. You have on the gauntlets? I know, that's why I wore it again. That's what I was just saying. I have the gauntlets, chat. I'm just trying not to sit on it weird. That's the only thing about this outfit, is it's just a little weird to sit with. I feel like I'm gonna have to be careful with this one. Anyway, chat. It's a superstar fit. I love it. Please tell me you're wearing safety shirts with that. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not, chat. You guys will never know. What do you mean, never mind? What do you mean, never mind? I know you didn't see anything. Chat, I know you didn't see anything. Do you want to see something crazy, chat? Do you want to see something really crazy? Stripey my ass. Do you want to see something crazy, chat? Your mind blown right now. You guys are not expecting that. Not expecting that one at all. You guys are fucking... You guys weren't prepared for that one, were you? I hope Astra's wearing safety shirts tonight. I hope Astra's wearing safety shirts. Absolutely never wear safety shirts. Chat has been bamboozled. The slight flash looked like stripes. That was a beautiful little moment right there. Never mind, I already know what color they are. Oh really? Oh do you? Oh do you really? Here's the real secret, chat. Is that I'm actually, these are technically not safety shorts because I'm not wearing underwear underneath them. See, that's the real kicker. Imagine you wore undies and forgot. So wait, there's a chance so there's no chance of showing taint today? Probably not. I mean, not unless I fall over and eat shit, and it just so happens to like draw down my pants at the same time. But it's pretty unlikely, chat. If I was on Kalashi, I'd bet against that happening. My God. Every time she uses the litter box, it's like you have to aerate this place. I swear. I just did her litter too. I have to like sit up. I can't like sit back this stream, which is kind of annoying. There's definitely a BP worthy fit. That would be the quite series of events that lead to that. Thank you for the sub, Taco. Thank you for gifting us up the disco. Isn't an anime MC where the MC accidentally pulls down a love interest skirt? What? Oh no, you have to use good posture. I know, right? I hate good posture. I hate having to like sit up and like sit straight. Not because like now my head is like too far up. I feel like I need to move the camera up a little bit. So I feel like if I stand up super straight, my head is like at the top of the screen. Moogie. Did you take a poop, Moogie? Okay. Anyway, chat. Hello, everybody. Alright, we'll just... Yep. That should be good. That should be good, chat. I hope that I'm not, like, crimping anything. I hope we're good. You know what? It's fine, chat. You know what? It's gonna get fucked up in the desert anyway. Use your magic powers to make poo disappear? I wish. Poo disappears. Bring out that magic wand. Am I like fucking up the back of this thing if I'm sitting down? No, it's fine. Maybe if I actually just sit like this. This doesn't work. God damn it, this is so hard to sit in this dress. Like, it wouldn't be hard if I didn't care about, like, crimping the little shiny things, but I don't want to crimp anything, so it's like, fuck. It's called the flush button lever. Ew. Chicks at Lexus Coupe V8 for $5,000? Why would I want a Lexus, dude? Why would I want this? First of all, 167,000 miles. It's not terrible, honestly. It's not terrible. The paint's pretty fucked up. It's automatic. The seats are pretty fucked up. It's got a Lexus V8. This is one of the strongest V8s they ever made. It's like, if you're gonna buy a V8, this is one of the best V8s you could buy. It's 97. The seat's all fucked up. Yeah, this thing is not worth $5,000. I don't know why he thinks it's worth $5,000. This is worth like 35 to 4,000 is my guess. Like I feel like a dealer would sell this for 5,000, but realistically, I don't think that this is worth that much money. Nor would I spend $5,000 on this, chat. Could you imagine for a second, like if I sold my RX-7 to buy this? Like really? Like I know everybody always gives me shit for selling that Lexus, chat, but like I don't regret. Out of all the things that I regret in my life, selling the Lexus was not one of them. I don't think you guys understand how much I did not like that Lexus or Lexuses in general. I don't hate. I don't think Lexuses are bad cars for any like or anything. I don't think they're bad. Negotiate, dude. With what money? I'm not gonna spend money on this thing. I would not. I would hate to drive that car. I'll tell you right now. I'd be so depressed if I had to daily drive that car. If I remember correctly, the Toyota version Toyota Soarer from Japan comes in manual. Well, I don't have that one because I live in the U.S. It's an auto, bro. Please, one day without bitching or nagging about things. Please, one day without bitching or nagging about things. What are you talking about? Bitching and nagging is the whole name of the stream, bro. That's what I do. It's an auto. Your repair costs are up with the BMW? Not as much as the BMW. You know, the Lexus is basically a fancy Toyota. Move this rookie. Anyway, Lexuses are basically expensive Toyotas, and they're really good. And if you're just wanting like a reliable car, they're not bad. Like they are reliable. They're super good. It's basically a Toyota, so it's like it's really honestly it's quite good. But the problem is that they're kind of boring. I hate them. I hate driving them. They're super fucking boring. They're super lame. They're not fast. Yeah, you get a V8. It's pretty cool. Rear-wheel drive V8, and that's always kind of neat, I think. But, you know, it's just like a Lexus, you know? It's like I had a Lexus that was nicer than that before. Like, that would be a downgrade in terms of Lexuses. I had a really nice Lexus LS430 from, like a 2003 Lexus LS430. And I had it, and it was actually, like, pretty good. Like, it was a pretty good car. The issue with it is that I hated it, and that I hated driving it, and every time I had to get in it to go and drive it, I felt like it was robbing me of my soul. Every time I drive, I've had a couple automatic daily drivers in my life, and every single time I've had one, I've gotten to the point relatively quickly after getting it where I'm like, I have got to get rid of this thing. Because I really hate automatics. They really make me, like, I don't know if it's just autism or what, or what the deal is, but I hate automatics, dude. And it's just, Lexuses are boring. They're very smooth, which is nice, but they're just not, they're just pretty boring. And generally, like, a Lexus is gonna have more complexity to it than, like, another type of car, or like a standard Toyota, so. What makes me laugh is that the Lexus is supposed to be a luxury version of Toyotas in America and Japan, but Toyotas are more luxury. Really? Why would she need that car if she lives close to the purple rain bike being done? Because the purple rain bike it's not a car. It don't have a car. And the purple rain bike isn't done, so. I have a hilarious joke. Did you make it to your PO box today? What do you think, Derek? Of course I didn't. Automatic transmissions like working in a call center. I think it's just for me, as I've gotten so used to the dopamine hit of shifting gears whenever I drive a car. Like, I feel like every time I drive a car, I'm kind of used to that, like, mode of, oh, I'm shifting gears, you know, oh, I'm going a little bit faster, shift. And so every time I'm, like, driving a car, it's sort of just, like, natural for me to, like, just every once in a while just keep thinking, oh, it's time to shift. Like, it's just, that's an automatic process that goes around in my head of, oh, it's time to shift. And I like that, and it makes me happy. I get a little dopamine hit every time I do it, right? So when I'm driving an automatic, I still get those little brain twinges of, oh, it's time to shift, but now it's nothing to shift. So now I'm irritated because my brain has told me to do something, but I'm actively not doing it because I know I'm in an automatic. And so I'm hit with this feeling of, and so it's just, I hate it. I genuinely hate it. Like, automatic vehicles make me so upset when I drive them. I found another one for 4.5K. Demi, if I had $4,000, if I had $4,000 to spend on a car right now, the last thing I would buy is buy a Lexus. Listen, Chad, I'll show you what I would buy if I could get, if I had $4,000 in my account right now that I could spend on a car, I would buy a Mustang. Specifically, like, maybe, like, probably not this one, but specifically, like, this one. I don't know if I would go with this one specifically, because this one needs a head gasket. I know about this one. This one's also a V8, so it's not ideal. It is a V8, which is kind of cool, so it's actually cooler, but, it'd get worse gas mileage, so it's not as good as, like, maybe this one that has a V6, maybe? Oh, I don't know about that one. There is, like, there are a couple of these, like, Ford Mustangs that are out here, like, specifically something like this, like a white Ford Mustang, like a 2003. If this isn't a manual, this would be great. It's got 200,000 miles, though. But, like, something like this is what I would buy. And there's a couple of reasons why I would go with something like this over something like, the Lexus. There's, like, a couple of reasons, but I would just not buy a Lexus over something like this. This is something I'm going to be able to keep running a lot easier than a Lexus. It's something I'm not going to hate driving. Like, if I have to wake up every day and I know that I sold my beloved RX-7, at least I have a Mustang in the driveway. If I sold my beloved RX-7 and I woke up and I had to see that piece of shit Lexus in the driveway, I would be so depressed, Chad. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You could imagine shifting an automatic? That's like telling a cigarette addict. You could imagine taking a hit of a cigarette. You could imagine it. I know you're having issues with the purple Ram bike. Would you like a little red Corvette? I'd love a little red Corvette. Little red Corvette. Ooh. Damn, this thing is fucking sick. Taco, this thing, you would look baller in this? Dude, this thing is actually fucking sick, dude. I wish. I fucking wish, man. This is really well done. He did a really good job with this. It's a very good car right here. This would be reliable. Talk about reliable, motherfucker. This is it. But I think if I had that kind of money, if I had $16,000 to spend on a car, I would show you guys this Corvette right here. I have this Corvette open on another tab. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I don't think I can show it to you because it's got like naked ladies painted on it, but it's so fucking funny. Here it is. If I had $11,000, chat, this is like, this car right here, chat. This is my, like, fuck. Oh my god. I would trade the RX-7 for this. If I could, there is only one vehicle on Facebook Marketplace that I could say that 100% I would trade my RX-7 for, and this is this. It's this. This thing is so nice. Look at the teal. This is my favorite color, by the way, chat, if you didn't know. This specific color is, like, my actual favorite color. That light, metallic teal-like color. I love it. It's a manual transmission. It's only got 90,000 miles on it. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Like, if I could just, I don't know, if there was something I could do. Like, whose dick do I have to suck to get this fucking car, dude? Like, my god, if I could have this car. Ugh. I've even thought, like, maybe I could sell, like, the V and the RX-7 and the Rebel and the Toolbox, and maybe then I'd have enough money to buy it, but I doubt by the time all of that sells that this would still be up. I mean, it's been up for 2 weeks, but I doubt that it would still be up after that amount of time. It's just such a beautiful car. Genuinely so nice. Taco would disown you too. Like dark metallic green, yeah. You could post on Discord and card and shit? I mean, I could. But would you trade Moogie for it? No, I would absolutely not trade Moogie for it. Hello, Moogie. Can you save this? This is always like the famous words of like, oh shit, this is gonna be a piece of shit. Can you save this one? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll say though, chap, I did find this on Facebook Marketplace in Orlando. This one's pretty nice, chat. This is basically exactly what I want for my RX-7. If I could buy this and just throw it in my RX-7, that'd be so nice. Like, I really wish I could just buy this engine. This is the exact engine I want for the RX-7. It's so beautiful. Oh, Puck, no. Neither of my cats are for trade. Hello, Mookie. Not even for the coolest Corvette ever made. Wait, hold on. This is the one that... Is this a manual? How is that still available? I don't know, man. It's been up for 15 weeks. $4,000. I guess kind of the problem... Like, if I did buy this, chat, I wouldn't immediately throw it in my car. I would probably tear it down. And it probably, honestly, if I'm being totally honest with you, chat, this engine probably needs a couple $1,000s worth of work. It might need a new center housing. It might need new housings. It's always, like, the fear that when you open up a rotary engine that it's got, like, chrome flaking on the inside or something like that, which is basically a death sentence to these things. So, you know, it's like you buy it and then you fucking realize that the guy ran the shit out of it for, like, 100,000 miles and it's just got, like, it's just trashed on the inside and that you have to replace all of the center housings anyway. So, oops, now your 4,000 engine has doubled in price because you've had to replace, like, the rotors, the housings, and all the other bullshit. But it's still, I think it's still worth it. I could buy a car and a motorcycle for that much. Yeah, but it's fucking cool. Would you pimp out VV for it? Maybe. Maybe. Bring a trailer. This is a project trade for Jeep Wrangler. It's been sitting for many years. T-top floors are wet, man. Bring a battery if you would like to crank it up. It ran when parked. Bring a trailer. The barn. This isn't a barn find, more like a field find project for people in the back. This is a project. I wonder if this is a project. Something about this makes me think this may be a project, chat. I don't know. Classic 1976 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray has a blue exterior with a white racing stripe on the hood. The C3 model features a V8 engine with an orange block and aftermarket radiator. The car is equipped with a silver deep dish wheels and copper Corporate Racing GT tires. The front bumper has visible paint chipping, and the wear interior is visible through the windshield and the dark upholstery. So, that's fine. But this is an automatic, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think this is an automatic. He just replaced, like, the shifter handle. But it's still an automatic. And he wants how much for it? He wants $4,000. He had this listed at $6,000, which is crazy. Because you can get, like, a nice example of a C3 for that much. It's actually crazy that he wants that much for that. I think that he's still overcharging for this. I think this is, like, I think this Mustang's worth probably about $2,000, if I'm being honest. Or not Mustang. I think this Corvette's probably worth about $2,000 or $3,000. I don't think I'd pay for it, though. Especially with an automatic. Get out of here. You can check a D1 GP on cars on Google. These cars look awesome. D1 GP. Now I'm angry these Corvettes, motherfuckers are like pussies. They have them all listed at like 1, 2, 3, 4 or free. I know, right? I fucking hate that, dude. Literally offer you like nothing. I used to work with a guy who did that one time. Oh, it's these are like purpose drifting cars. These are pretty cool. These are cool. I appreciate these because these are specific made for drifting. I never really understood drifting as a sport. Like, I don't like a race where the person who wins isn't the person who got to the end fastest. It's the person who styled the most. So I always kind of think that it's not my favorite style of racing, but I do respect it more than certain others. Like, I really like it. I think it's more entertaining than like F1 or something like that. For sure. I wish I knew how to drift like these guys, though, to be honest with you. Like, I gotta admit, the skill it requires to do this kind of stuff is unbelievable. Like, I might not understand the racing, like, I might not be entertained as much by the event, but, like, I gotta admit, like, the skill it takes to really drift and compete in a drifting competition is genuinely impressive. Oh, hey, look, an RX-7. Cars are fucking monsters, all pushing 1,200 plus horsepower. Yeah, because you have to be able to shred the rear tire at all times. If your car can't immediately just destroy your rear tires, then you're not making enough power. Try fucking... You know what's interesting thing about all those cars, chat? Is every single one of those drift cars is rear-wheel drive, chat. Every single one of them. Except for the one where this nerd thinks that he can drift a front-wheel drive car because he doesn't know how physics works. Hey, Carl Cat. One guy, one of the top guys to prove the point, he built a 300 power fox body and won. Damn. Well, I mean, I guess like at a certain point, if all you're doing, because in a drifting competition, you're scored based off of how long you've like held a drift for, right? You're judged based off of a lot of things like that, and not necessarily like how fast you were. So in terms of like a drag race, like generally speaking, horsepower equates to a better pole position because, or not pole position, but you get faster results the more power you're pushing through the car, right? Because the more power you can deliver to the ground, the faster you can go. But that's, in a drifting competition, the point isn't to go fast, it's to spin around in circles essentially. And you don't really need a ton of power to do that. Though I think it's probably easier because if you're trying to break traction and you can't do it, like on a car that's powerful, you'll just be able to tap the throttle and it will break traction on the rear. So, I mean, it's not hard on a car with like 1200 horsepower to drift. Or at least to initiate a drift. Now, in maintaining the drift, that might be a little bit harder. But D1 cars have amazing looks to decors. They do have amazing looks, but I don't know, chat, what's cooler, looking fast or going fast? The answer is going fast is looking cool. The cars are pretty, though, I do have to admit. Hello, Bookie. She loves the chin scratches. Ooh, a Ford Fairlane. Ooh, I kind of like it, though. I don't like the stupid LED headlights he put in it. I think they look kind of garbage. These kind of awful looking headlights. But I like this front end. This is the same front end of the Ranchero that I want. It's the same, like, model year style. I don't know what's going on with these seats, though. What the fuck did he get these seats out of? I do fuck with it, to be honest with you. I do fuck with it. It's not terrible. I mean, it's not the greatest. That's like a C. I'll give that one a C, chat. It's not completely rusted out, but it's not rusted either. It's got a small block, you know, V8. That's pretty cool. It's got a nice little V8 in there. That's pretty nice. I like the V8. I've only had one V8, and I liked having it. Yeah, this is a nice car. This is a nice car. I'd fuck with this. It's 3,600 bucks. That's not bad, chat. It's not bad. Problem is, it probably gets, like, no miles per gallon. For some, and it does just sort of look like a commuter car. Like, it's hard to see a car this old and not see a muscle car. I feel like it's just because the paint is so faded. If you, like, maybe put a new interior in it, like, refreshed the paint on the exterior. This is kind of, like, the biggest problem I can see with it. The frame itself looks okay, but, like, the subframe, or the body actually looks pretty rusted. Like, it looks like there's a hole right there. Other than that, it doesn't look terrible, but I feel like if you'd want to really keep this car for a long period of time, you'd have to rust treat it. That looks trash. Come on, dude. You don't have appreciation for the classics? You don't have an appreciation for the classics, dude? When they are out towing my car out of the grocery store, I'm going to tell them Astra said drifting was easy. I did not say drifting was easy. I said initiating a drift can be easy. Initiating a drift is easy, chat. All you have to really do is pull the handbrake, but it actually maintaining a drift, now that's where you get that's where it gets complicated. They are durable, but the looks are terrible. I mean, listen, I think it looks pretty cool. I like the looks. Like, if you're talking about, like, if I was just had this car, like, if we're playing in Fantasyland and I just put this in my driveway, it needs a paint job. Don't get me wrong, it really needs a paint job. It really needs some body work, but it still looks pretty cool. I don't think I would be, like, ashamed to drive this anywhere. I think it's still pretty cool. Only 67,000 miles, chat. That's low mileage. It is really nice. I think, honestly, if you just imagine this with like a brand new paint job, this is a nice looking car. I don't mind it at all. I just think that, like, generally speaking, it would be expensive probably to own, because I bet you there's 7 different things that need to be done to it before it can actually be a driver. I don't know if it's, it hasn't ran for 3 years, chat, so, I mean, it's probably fine. Like, I'm sure it's okay. And if you just really wanted to do shit with it, oh my god, it's a 3-speed. It's not even a 4-speed. It's a 3-speed. My god. Yeah, this is not a daily driver, though, chat. This is definitely not a daily driver. It's cool, though. Is that God on crutches? Is that Jesus on crutches? What? What? This one was just listed. Does it have an automatic transmission? I think so, yes. Damn. It's Pokemon Red or Ruby. That's pretty cool. If you like that. If you're into Pokemon. Cancer patient? Wait, what? What is it? What? What? What the fuck? Why that's kind of depressing. I don't like that. That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad, chat. I don't like that one. Whimsical pet portraits. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that van. I like that. The earth. The titty fuel tank. Is that Green Day? Oh my god, it's My Chemical Romance. The My Chemical Romance Converse. The Bats Unleash. Chad, these are the most 2008 things I've ever seen in my life. Holy fuck. Why are all the ranchers on Glorida FB going for so much while being rust buckets? I don't know, man. Boomers are gonna boom. Can also clutch kick. I guess you can clutch kick, but that also sort of depends on how much power your engine have. If you don't have enough, if you have a lot of traction on the rear tires and you just don't make that much power, even a clutch kick is gonna have a harder time breaking the rear tires. You're just using power to break the rear tires, right? And anytime you're using engine power to break the rear tires, then it's gonna be harder if you don't have as much power. And you know, obviously. Can Astra drift or is Yell talk? I can drift through like a second and then probably run into a pole. I don't know. I've never really tried to drift, chat, so I don't actually know. I can drift in Dirt Rally. Forget drifting, just top speed. Top speed? I don't really care about top speed runs. If I was really like someone who was into like top speed and going like as fast as I could on the highway, I'd just get a motorcycle. Like, or get like a Kawasaki, or get like a fucking BMW or some shit like that. I would just get a sports bike, right? Because if I really cared about my straight line, you know what I would get, Chad? If I cared about straight line speed and that was it, I'd get a Hayabusa. Just get a Hayabusa, motherfucker. Just get a Hayabusa. That's what I would get. I'm not gonna buy a Corvette. I'm not gonna buy like some bullshit car to go as fast as I can in a straight line. Because, like, who cares? And if you're gonna crash at 150 miles an hour in a car, you're gonna die anyway. So just might as well get on a fucking motorcycle at that point, right? Hello, Moogie. Oh, you're so soft, Moogie. Doing over 100 on active roads is stupid in my opinion. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree with that sentiment. Didn't you break your ship trying to keep up with the Porsche? No, I broke my ship because the Porsche was too slow in the corners. Like, I was racing this Porsche 944, and the problem was he would take off in the straightaways because he had this big torquey inline 4 engine. But because he weighed, like, so much more than me, he stopped so quickly for the corners. And I would catch up to him on the corners every time. And if I was in front of him, I could take off on the corners, right? Like, I would just have him beat in the corners easily. Because, like, I just had so much more, like, turning power than he did. Like, I can turn that RX-7. Say what you will about that RX-7, you can turn that motherfucker on a dime. Like, she turns. And so, like, I was turning, and he was going not fast enough through the turn, and I was gonna rear-end him, so I had to slam on the brakes in the middle of my turn. So, honestly, it was kind of my fault for not knowing, how to, like, properly pace the guy in front of me. Like, obviously, I can catch up with him, but if I don't, like, obviously, if I, I'm actually gonna take the head off for now. But if I don't slow down enough before the corner, and I have to go through the corner at a certain speed, and he's going through at a slower pace, then I'm gonna run into him. That's all that happened. Realistically, chat, he fucked up. It wasn't my fault at all. You know what's funny is I, like, saw that guy, like, that same guy, I saw him post a Porsche on Facebook. I don't think it was the same Porsche, but I saw, like, a posting, like, a listing for a 944 on Facebook Marketplace. And I almost messaged him, because I was like, oh my god, it's this guy again, I should message him, but I didn't. I pussied out. I didn't message him. Wonder how well Astra does if her car lost power steering. My car doesn't have power steering, medical. I wonder why I broke my fucking wrist. Oh, maybe it's because I don't have power steering. Chat, that car doesn't have power brakes or power steering. Have you ever even driven a car without power brakes before? Did you even know that power brakes were a thing? Because let me tell you, if you don't have power brakes, it's a different experience, alright? It's a whole ass different experience without power brakes. My VW is all. Fish. The fish. But yeah, that's the reason why I broke my wrist there. And so, like, he was in the corner, I was going in too quickly. I could have made the corner if he wasn't in front of me. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna, like, go into the corner too fast for my own ability to get through the corner. But the problem was that he didn't, I didn't anticipate him being too slow in the corner. And it was my fault that I went into the corner too hot, not knowing that if it was just me I could make it, but not realizing that with him in front of me I couldn't make it because he was going slower than I was. And so I had to, in this really thin road, like, it was like, here, I can't even show you guys where it was. It was this really tiny road in the middle of nowhere in a swamp. It was, let me see here, where was it? It was like, yeah, see this road right here? It was this road, and it was probably somewhere like here, if I had to guess. It was probably like this corner, if I had to be honest with you. I don't know if it was this specific corner, but it might have been. Ooh, they've redone this road, I think, since then. But basically, I spun out, like, right here. Essentially. And there was also, like, fences over here. It wasn't... This is, like, how much room I had to spin out on, chat. So I just want to take a moment to appreciate the fact that I spun out right here on this corner going, like, 45, 50 miles per hour. Or going just way too fast for the speed limit. And I did not crash my car. I kept that motherfucker on the road. I need to just be on, I need to be, like, recognized for the fact that I kept that motherfucker on the road. And did not hit anybody with that car, or anything. I didn't hit a tree, I didn't hit a fence post, I didn't fuck up the car at all. The car was fine. Me, on the other hand, because it didn't have power steering, I broke my wrist. It's not actually my wrist, technically, it's my scaphoid bone, so it was in my hand. But I technically broke my hand because I was driving too hard. Love this damn emote. They had drum brakes too. At least I do have disc brakes on the RX-7. That's why I went over the bars once. I was riding with a buddy in the middle of nowhere, and he slowed down way down to take a curve, and I didn't expect him to slow down that much. Yeah, it's just the thing. It's like if someone's in front of you and they're going slower than you, and then it's just like you have to really anticipate that. And I just, at that point, I had no idea that I needed to anticipate that, because I am not a race. I don't know how to race cars. I'm not like good at racing. I'm not a race car driver, chat, and so I just got my shit wrecked. I just got my shit wrecked. You sold your RX-8? I don't have an RX-8. My brother had an RX-8, and he sold it. This is true. That happened. But no, I have an RX-7, and I have not sold it. I have considered selling it because I want a car that I can drive and not have to worry about it breaking down on me. I want the car that gets above 16 miles per gallon with a manual transmission that has air conditioning and that I can rely on to not break down every 2 seconds. That's basically what I want. And so there is a part of me that's like, I could sell the RX-7 and maybe some other stuff, and I could potentially buy a car like that. But yeah, no, I sold the BMW. Medical, I'll fine. You're not being mean. I should probably take that word off the banned words list. My car air conditioning is so nice. Yeah, one thing about the BMW, chat, is it did have air conditioning. It did. And it was kind of nice. But yeah, like, the problem with my RX-7 is that it doesn't have air conditioning, it has no power steering, no power brakes, it has a manual radiator fan switch. It's got a 650cc double pumper Holley carburetor. Oh no, not CC, it's 650 CFM double pumper Holley carburetor attached to my 6-port 13B 1.3 liter engine. And it is a bit much. So it just doesn't run perfectly. It has and again, no power brakes, no power steering. It's a bit of a whole process to drive that car. And it's not gonna be a daily driver. If I get that car down here, chat, it's not gonna be a daily driver. Not sure about this. But when you ride a motorcycle, the wind is your air conditioning. This is true. This is true. Ooh, I kind of fuck with this one. It's actually kind of nice. Yeah, I like motorcycles, but I'm pissed off at motorcycles at the moment. Who the fuck is calling me? God damn it! I hate phones, chat. Hold on. Oh, people want my attention. As Joe Dirt would say, does it have a posi track? Does it have a posi track rear end? You better not hate your current phone. Chat helped you buy that. I don't hate my phone itself. I love the current phone. Like this specific phone setup that I have here, chat. I love it. It's great. Like, I'll look at this Ranchero in a second. But if we're gonna talk about like phones, this has been my favorite phone of all time so far. I've really liked, before this I had this Xiaomi, and it was my favorite phone, and it was really, really nice, but this thing is so nice. This is a Google Pixel 8a, for those who are wondering, and I have it in this little wallet thing, so all of my Costco, look at chat, my Costco membership, I have my wallet, and I have my phone, and I have my ID, and so I don't have to carry a separate wallet, which is so fucking nice. But more than that, I have Graphene OS on this phone, so I can, like, actually stop Google from spying on me. It's great. Alright. flexing the Costco card? Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm flexing the Costco card. Absolutely. She kind of looks like a superhero. I know, right? I got the... Graffinos just got sent to jail, a guy sent to jail by the government, though. Yeah, but that's bullshit. You can't get sent to jail because of the operating system you're using. That's fucking stupid. And if it is a thing, then it's like, that's stupid. I'm not gonna be scared into giving my personal info to Google. Like, if you have a normal phone that's Android, like, Google is spying on you, like, actively, and it's, like, fucked up. Like, Google Play services will, like, they will track you, they'll track your location, they'll track your spending habits, they'll track your sleep habits, they just, anything they can collect from data that they can collect from your phone, they're going to sell that data. And so what Graphene does is it puts Google Play in a sandbox, and so Google Play can't do anything that Google Play isn't supposed to. Like, so there's this weather app called, like, Ventusky or something like that, and it will communicate with Google Play, and it will give Google Play, like, information about, like, your usage habits and, like, what you do with it. And so on this phone, I can create 2 separate user profiles, one that has Google Play in the sandbox and one that has no Google Play at all. And so I can take Ventusky, install it on the one that does not have Google Play, and it won't communicate with Google Play anymore because now it doesn't even have it on the same phone or on the same user. But because users are separate, Google can't, like, breach containment. And so now all my Google shit and all of my shit that, like, Google has is all in one user that I can contain. And then I can have another user that doesn't have all the other bullshit. It's great. I actually love it so much. Every government is spying on everyone, too. I'm so glad Astra's a phone nerd. I mean, I like her despite her being a phone nerd. Damn, Astra, genuinely believes Google is the only thing spying on her. It's not the only thing spying on you. But, like, the thing about Graphene is it's not just good for Google. Graphene, like, the way Graphene works is it restricts how apps can work in the background. Like, beforehand, like, an app could, even if it wasn't, like, relevant, an app could literally go and look into the data of other apps and, like, collect that data. Graphene just doesn't let apps do that at all. And plus, if you turn an app off in Graphene, like you tell it to stop, it stops. Like if you tell an app to turn off in like a normal Android system, it doesn't really fully turn off. But on Graphene, it turns the fuck off. So it's actually really super nice. Graphene basically turns your Android into iOS sandbox apps. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. There's no performance issues so far, and I've had no issues with it, and it's just been pretty nice. I like the fact that I can just click a button. You know what's nice, chat? You know when you hand your phone to somebody, and you're kind of in the back of your head hoping, like, please don't open my gallery and look through my photos? And now I never have to worry about that again, because I can literally just switch to my guest user before I hand it to somebody, and they're not gonna see shit! It's actually so nice. But yeah, you can't be surprised about me being, like, a nerd about this when I use Arch Linux, alright? I use Arch Linux, by the way, chat. I don't know if you knew this, but I use Arch Linux. Like, I use fucking Arch Linux. Like, of course I'm gonna be a nerd about it. Like, come on, dude. Are you fucking signing your life away to Microsoft? Are you using an Android phone with, Windows 11? Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't give my phone to anyone. Just like how DuckDuckGo doesn't steal your data. Well, DuckDuckGo does steal your data, but less so than, like, Google does. Less so than they do. And that's the thing. You gotta just be aware of, like, everything you're doing when it comes to, like, cybersecurity. I kind of got in... When I got this phone, I kind of got a little bit into the cybersecurity stuff. So I feel like I'm a little bit better when it comes to cybersecurity. And if you're gonna use something like Arch Linux, you have to be a little bit more minded like that, I think, because, like, for Arch Linux specifically, Arch Linux has the AUR, which is the Arch user repository, and it's very cool because anything you could ever want is there. However, it's dangerous because anyone can put anything on the AUR, and so you can just download something from the AUR and just brick your computer because it had like a malware in it or something. So you really have to be careful when you're doing stuff, and especially on Arch Linux, you have to be careful with like every like you know, AUR package you're getting, and then you also you have to like double check it. You have to go through, look through the source code, and look for like atomic files or whatever, like the atomic file. There was some like AUR malware that was in the AUR not too long ago, so you really gotta be careful. And then it's like, if you're gonna update anything, it's like you need to update Linux or Arch Linux like every week or so, and every time you update it, it breaks something, so you have to just know how to fix it. It's a whole process, but I love Arch Linux, chat. I love it. I love my nerdy little Graphene OS phone and my Arch Linux distribution. I love it. Now, you think it's just this administration? It's not, dude. It's all administrations. It doesn't matter who you elect. It's gonna be, they're gonna spy on you. The Chinese are doing more spying than the Americans, because 90% of electronics are built in China these days. True. That's very true. But we're catching up to China in terms of surveillance. We're really catching up. The flock is really putting some effort into catching up to China's surveillance system. They really have been. Flock is fucking awful. Flock just gives me such a headache. Anyway, chat, I don't want to talk about politics. I want to talk about this cool-ass Ranchero. Look at this fucking Ranchero, man. I love this paint. This isn't quite my favorite color, but it's close, and I love it. It's actually super, super nice. I love, like, there's a couple of chips here, so it's not perfect, the paint. So I don't know if it's worth $15,000. That might be a bit much, but it is really, really nice. I like how the brake booster's painted, the what looks to be the windshield wiper motor is painted, the you know, the valve cover gaskets, the air filter, all, it's so nice. The interior looks really nice. Only problem with it is that, yeah, this is my, like, dream car, or this is one of my dream cars with this Ford Ranchero, but I feel like if I were to buy a 1969 Ford Ranchero, I'd buy one that's slightly worse than this. Like, I don't want to buy one that's in perfect mechanical condition. Because if I'm going to buy a car like this, I'm going to try to take the engine and transmission out of it and put a new transmission in it. Because they did not make this car in a manual. And again, I fucking hate automatics, especially ones that are from the 60s. So I'm not about to drive this thing with an automatic. So if I got one of these, I'd probably take it and put a manual in it, which people have done before. People have done. It's not the hardest either, because it's like, again, it's like that same body is like the same as like the Fairline. So remember that the Fairline, the shady red Fairline we were just looking at a couple minutes ago, chat? That drivetrain would probably bolt right into that Ranchero, and you could probably steal the brake and clutch pedal and the slave cylinder and the master cylinder from the Fairline and the drivetrain, slap it all in there, and you'd be good to go. You just probably have to cut a hole through the floor, but you know. Just get the new Ranchero Ford is releasing next year. I'm not gonna buy a new car. Chat, talk about cybersecurity and bullshit new technology, and I'm not buying a new car. I think that, like, if I had $1 million, I still would not buy a car newer than 2015, 2016. I wouldn't do it, dude. Every single car these days is so computerized, and so, like, there have been, like, laws passed or proposed that are, like, I don't remember where it was, but there was like a law proposed somewhere that car manufacturers have to put a kill switch in your car so that the government can just shut your car off whenever they feel like it. Like, no, what the fuck? That's garbage. Nothing to fear, nothing to hide. Dude, that's so bad. It's so fucking stupid. Like, I'm not gonna drive a car that will turn itself off because a computer 100 miles away from it told it to. I hate that shit, dude. No, I'm not buying a brand new car. If I had $1 million, I would not buy a brand new car. Is there something clean one day? I'll cross my fingers. Hopefully. Hopefully. Fuck, dude. I'm not very hopeful. To be honest with you, I don't think I'm getting a car for a minute, chat. It's pretty easy to transfer that to a manual. It's more complicated than I think you'd expect, because you have to drill through the firewall in a couple places, but it wouldn't be too hard. Did you find you one that had a title for $1,000? Yeah, I know, it was cool. But of course, like, chat, I'm not buying a car right now, and especially not like a Ranchero that's like a project car. I really don't want a project car. I just want a car that I can get in and drive and not worry about it. Oh, dude, I found a 1998 Impreza first gen. Oh, that was cool. It was like $8,000 with 160,000 miles. Yeah, it's like, I'm sure I'm probably gonna get a car eventually. I'm just not holding my breath, Chad. I just need to get my fucking motorcycle fixed. But I'm, like, mad at the motorcycle because I'm just, like, tired of dealing with it. So I'm just, like, taking a break from working on the motorcycle because I have to rebuild the carburetors again. And so I just don't want to deal with it. It's like, it's so close to being done. All I have to do is throw a rebuild kit at the carburetor and it'll probably be finished. But, like, I'm just so fucking pissed at it that I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna not worry about that for the time being. In 50 years' time, the whole world would be cars like Cars 2006. Some of those have a hole for the shifter. I know all the El Caminos have it, even in automatics. Really? That's kind of funny. If I had 1 million, I'd give half to Astra. Oh. I have a brand new car. Lots of things I don't like about it. Why not just do what you did with the Rebel and put and dual carb it? Well, it's already dual carbed. Like, it already had a dual carburetor from the get-go. And for, like, the Rebel, the aftermarket carburetor for a Rebel is... So I like how this dress is, like, shining on my chin. The double carburetor Rebel is, like, an Amazon thing that I bought from Amazon. So, number one, it's probably not the greatest quality, but the other thing about it is that they don't make that same kind of thing for this car. If I were to buy a new carburetor for it, just in general, I would have to just buy a whole new carburetor from, like, specifically a CM4, a used new carburetor from eBay or some shit like that. So I don't really know, I don't think it's worth it. Honestly, I'm just gonna have to spend $100 on the proper rebuild kit for it and just buy the proper rebuild kit for the carburetor and hope it works. I don't exactly know why the other rebuild kit didn't work, so that kind of fucking sucks. But I'm just like, right now, I just don't want to deal with it. Because it's going to be a pain in the asshole to take it off the vehicle. Because I have to undo all of the throttle cables at the carburetor end. I have to take it all apart, put everything back together, and then put it all back in there. And it's just like, dude, I don't want to fucking deal with that shit right now. I just don't. I'm sorry, I just don't want to deal with it. Thank you, Taco, for getting the sub to Savvy Fair. In fact, taxis and buses exist in the car world, but making them serve no purpose. So does the Pope. The Pope exists in the car world, which implies the existence of Pope Jesus, or car Jesus, which implies the existence of car religion. Did you put the new floats in the carbs? I did put the new floats in the carbs that came with the kit. I just don't think they're right. I think it was, honestly, I bought, like, the cheaper, like, $14 rebuild kit that you can get off of eBay. I think 4-into-1 sells the proper, like, good rebuild kit for the carburetor, which I'll probably just have to put that in it. Because I don't know why, but it was, when I first did the rebuild kit, it was fine. Like, it was running fine. Like, the rebuild kit wasn't, like, problematic. It's plastics, GT350, so that might be why. I don't know why, but it's plastic. But the problem is, and maybe there's a hole in the float. Maybe that's the issue. That might be the issue, chat. Because whenever you, if I hook up the carburetor and I just turn on the fuel and I wait like 3 minutes, fuel starts to dump out of the overflow on the right carburetor. So it's like, it's definitely like, it's either there's because it's plastic, maybe there's a leak in the float and so it's just not floating to the top, closing the pin. I don't really know. I opened it up and looked at it for a second, and the float was moving freely, like the float wasn't stuck or anything, and it didn't look corroded. So I don't know what that's about. I will say, when I did the rebuild initially, the float was incredibly corroded. But I think that was the other side. It wasn't even this side, so I don't even know. The Pope car does have a purpose, telling Catholic cars that the climate change isn't real. The Astra fit check? I'll do a fit check in a bit. The carb starts spurting fuel all over the place when Astra's around. Yeah, I don't really know what the problem is. I don't know if it's just that specific float that's the problem, or if it's that specific rebuild that's the problem, or what. I don't really know, to be honest with you. But at this point, I just really need to spend like $100, buy the right kit for it, like a good rebuild kit, properly just rebuild it again, go through, tear the whole carburetor down, rebuild it from the ground up again, which is going to be hard because it's annoying and difficult to do that. And then I'm gonna have to put it all back in the car, and hopefully it works. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking deal with it. I don't think the bike is cursed. I've seen some cursed bikes. Like, the Gammy Noob's Turbo Hayabusa, that is a cursed fucking bike. Talk about cursed, that is a cursed bike. However, I don't think this is a cursed bike. It's just... I'm just annoyed with it, you know what I mean? If it was like, if I had a garage that I could close the door on and just work throughout the night, I would get that thing done so quickly. But the fact that the only thing that I can do, the only time I can work on it is in like the early mornings, and I still even then have to get so sweaty every time I go out there. It's like you're out there, you're sweating like just so profusely. And so it's basically, you have to get gross and disgusting and sweaty to work on it. So you have to take a shower after every time you work on it. And it's just like, I don't, there's a one-of-one Holly Lambo that exists. Someone gifted a Pope, a Lamborghini, and he blessed it, and then auctioned it off for charity. Damn, the Holy Lambo. Harleys in the 80s are cursed bikes. I don't believe that one. EMF era was junk, or AMF era was junk. The bowling pin company does not make good motorcycles, as it turns out. Usually it's the spring on the float. Maybe that's what it is. I don't really know. Tell us more about how gross and sweaty. Throughout the night, your neighbors are like, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, well, I don't go out there at night for that very reason, right? Like, I don't do that. So it's either I'm gonna work on it in the middle of the day when it's like 95 degrees out and there's no breeze, or it's gonna be like early in the morning, just as the sun is coming up, and I can then work on it a little bit. But it's just, again, it's just like, I don't want to fucking deal with it at the moment. Like, I'm just kind of like, when I think about it, I'm just like, ugh, 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 ugh. I don't want to do that. I wonder what kind of eyes bikes have in the car world. Probably just the headlamp. I don't know. After 10 a.m. it's death outside. And well, even before then, like, I'll say, like, my sleep schedule is fucked, so I'll usually still be up when the sun comes up. And so at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, I'll go out there and I'll put a couple hours worth of work into it. And then by the time I'm done, it's like 8:30 and or 9:30, and I'm just sweating my ass off because it's already hot as fuck outside. I don't know, chat. It's like, I could do it. It's just like, now I have to spend more money on it, and I have to put more effort into it. And it's like, I will get it done. Like, it will happen. Like, especially now. It's like, it's so close now. Like, it's got, the tires are on, the chain is on, the fucking, all that shit is good. The only thing left that I have to do before it's, like, running right is I just have to fix this carburetor issue and tune it. And then I just have to fuck with the standoffs on the risers on the handlebars, because I aligned like the forks, and I'm pretty sure the forks and everything are aligned correctly. I just now need to, like, I think the actual like risers on the bar are slightly crooked, so I'm just gonna have to fuck with that, and hopefully it'll be straighten that out. But that's it. That's all I have to do, chat. So it will get done. I just have to. I'm just taking a break because I don't want to deal with it. You're not as gross as her house? Why you always gotta shit on my, like, my house, man? I don't understand why you gotta be so mean, dude. That's so fucked up. You guys haven't even seen my house. You have no idea how dirty. It could be spotless over there, which I won't show you, but it could be. It could be, chat. You would never know. Can you fix the car by removing it and putting it in fuel injection? And putting in fuel injection? The car? You mean my RX-7? August will be super hot, but October will bring some relief. Well, I probably won't work on it in August pretty much at all. I'll probably wait until I get back from Burning Man to work on it again, is my guess, is kind of what I'm planning. Because I really do want to take like a little bit of a break from it. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to think about it for a minute. And so I'll probably come back in September and get it worked on. Can you fix the car? Yeah. Oh, you mean the carb? Oh, no. You can't put fuel injection in a motorcycle. It's not that Astra has is gross. It is hot. It is hot. Prove it. Could be spotless, or is it spotless? Yeah, no, you can't. For the ARC-7, that is potentially something I could do, as I could take the carburetor off and put fuel injection in the ARC-7, because the engine originally was fuel injected. But if an engine was originally carbureted, you really can't convert it to fuel injection. You can take a carbureted engine and convert it to carbureted, but converting a carbureted engine to a fuel injected engine is not as easy as doing. It's not very possible because you need a hole for the injectors, right? And they typically don't have that. The ARC-7 has those holes. They're just plugged right now, so I could unplug them and put in a fuel injection system. But for the bike, no, you can't do that. Poly EFI. You can't put that on a motorcycle. On a fucking twin-cylinder motorcycle, Honda motorcycle. You're not gonna be able to put a fuel injection kit on that shit, bro. You're not gonna do that. On the ARC-7, yes. On the ARC-7, I could do that. But that's a different story, chat. That's a different conversation. Can you put a motorcycle on, not with that attitude? Can you put it on a motorcycle? I mean, I guess you could. If you really wanted to, you could, but it probably wouldn't run right. It'd probably run like shit, and it would be extremely expensive. It'd probably cost 5 times the amount of the bike. Technically could, but it wouldn't be practical. Yeah, it would just not be a good idea. Did you remember to add the flux capacitor back to the Rebel? At the back of the Rebel? And that's why, well, you know, the flux capacitor, it doesn't do much on the Rebel because you can't actually get to 88 miles an hour on the Rebel. You can't actually go that fast on the Rebel, so it doesn't ever really get... You could put the flux capacitor on there all you want, but you're not getting to 85 miles an hour. You're not going back in time, bro. I'll tell you that much. You can put any flux capacitor you want on that bitch, but you're not going back in time. That shit is slow as fuck. When you go 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. Moogie. Hello, Moogie. I forgot you can't go that fast. Yeah, chat, I'm a little stuck right now. So it's at the moment, chat, my only vehicles are my Honda Rebel, which has extremely dry rotted and bald tires, and a chain that is fucked up and needs to be replaced. And then my other vehicle is a CM400 that doesn't run correctly at the moment. So and then my only other vehicle is an RX-7 sitting in a field 1,400 miles away. Everything is fine. Has anyone told you that you're beautiful today? No, thank you. Everything is fine, chat. Everything is just great. Everything is just dandy. Everything is just handy dandy. Maybe the car will be an easy fix. Not really. Unfortunately, if I do what I'm planning to do to it, it's not going to be an easy fix. I mean, it's not going to be, like, hard. It's not going to be, like, difficult. Like, it's not like the wheel bearing where I was, like, I didn't even know if I could do it properly, and I was really annoying. It's like, I know I can do it, and it will take only a couple days once I, like, put my head to it and just do it. It's not going to take forever. All I need to do is just take out the carburetor and then do... The hardest part, I think, is going to be taking, the throttle cables off of the carburetor and then putting them back on the carburetor once I'm done. But that's gonna be like the hardest part about it, chat. So it's really not actually that hard. It's just the main thing is that I'm gonna get super fucking sweaty whenever I decide to actually do it, and I just don't want to do that right now. And also, I need to spend like $100 before I can even get started, because I need to buy the fancy, or the good carburetor rebuild kit for it, which should at least last me longer, and I shouldn't have to rebuild it again soon if I put the right carb rebuild kit in it. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't fucking want to deal with this shit, man. I just don't want to deal with this shit no more. I don't want to deal with it. Have access to Momstra's car in a pinch. I do, but I don't always have her car, right? And it's like, for like the P.O. Box, it's like the perfect example of why it fucking sucks. It's because it's like, for the P.O. Box, they're only open on weekdays from like noon to 3. It's stupid. I can't go, first of all, it's hard for me to even wake up that early. But second off, my mom works until like 5 on every day except for the weekends. So the only time I am available to get that car is on the weekends when the P.O. Box is closed. The only way for me to actually go to the P.O. Box at the moment is for me to wake up super early in the morning, drive my Rebel, which again is not safe to drive at the moment, drive it over to my mom's work, pick up her car, which again is like, it's about 30-40 minutes to like the east of here. So I have to drive like 30-40 minutes east, pick up her car, drive it like 50 minutes back west, because I have to go like 15-20 minutes west from my house. So I have to drive like an hour west after I pick up her car, go pick up my packages, drop them off at home, drive all the way back 30 minutes east again to my mom's at work, drop her car off, get back on the Rebel, drive all the way back. It's literally like over 2 hours of driving, and I just don't fucking want to deal with it. And so it's just annoying. How much would an entire new carb cost? I'm not sure. And then it would be as good as just rebuilding it. I'd rather rebuild it, because like it's not gonna cost, buying a new carburetor is not gonna be cheaper than buying the rebuild kit. And buying a used carburetor might not have been rebuilt in the last 40 years, so it's like, realistically, you'd want to rebuild anything anyway, so. There are 33 days, 7 hours left, and 59 minutes until the man burns. Oh my god. It's a month. Should have meant 47 minutes was. I didn't, there aren't specific times. There aren't, like, specific. That's just pulling numbers out of my head. Those aren't reliable times. You can set up an alarm to wake up early. The problem is I just don't want to have to do that much driving. I mean, it's just a lot of driving, right? Like, and it's not even like going somewhere far away. It's just like literally just so tedious. It's just, and plus the other thing is, I really want to try to reduce how much I'm driving that Rebel as much as I physically can. Because I just straight up don't think it's safe to drive the Rebel right now with the tires the way they are and the chain the way it is. I think unless I replace the chains and the tires on the Rebel, I don't think it's very safe to drive, so I try not to. Especially, like, driving it 30 minutes away, it just seems like a bad idea. Because it could rain, like, if it rains at all during that time, I'm fucked. Like, if it rains, I'm fucked. Like, I can't drive that Rebel in the rain, dude. Those tires will fucking slip and slide all over the place if it rains. So I can't do that. Could get a different P.O. Box closer to me? I can't. I literally can't. Unfortunately, I can't. It's not even that the P.O. Box is that far away from me, is that it's in the opposite direction of my mom's job. So, if she lived close to the P.O. Box, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but she lives like an hour in the opposite direction of the P.O. Box. I don't actually know if it's an hour or not, but it's something like that. You drove to Atlanta? That's more than 2 hours? One time, like every once in a while, driving for like 3 hours to get my fucking chat. Imagine someone sent you mail, but it's in a P.O. Box an hour and a half away, and you just have to drive an hour and a half away to get fucking random P.O. boxes that you have to pick up, and then you have to drive an hour and a half back. It's annoying. It's like, I can't do that. And then I have to drive my fucking Rebel in order to do that, and I don't want to drive the Rebel right now because the Rebel is fucking dangerous. That's how it works, chat. That emote is the intruder reaction. It's in Astra's head. That emote is the oh, yeah. I would just never get that mail. I mean, I'm gonna get it. I'll get it eventually. It's just hard. Like, again, and I've told people not to send stuff to the P.O. Box for this very reason. But people, listen, I appreciate everybody who sent stuff to the P.O. Box, but this is the reason why I've said in the past, don't send things to the P.O. Box right now, because as of right now, I don't have a car yet. If I had a car, this would be totally different. If I had just not spent as much money on the CM400 Purple Rain bike, and I had just put all that money into a car, I could have had a car, but I didn't. See, but I didn't, Chad. See, but I didn't. Alright, I'll do a fit check now. Alright, sorry, Mookie, I'm gonna have to get up here. The dress is 10 out of 10. I know, right? It is. It's so good. Mookie, what do you think of it? You intend to send you random shit, but you haven't because you can't get your P.O. Box. Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it is, you know, chat. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'll get my P.O. Box up and running again eventually, and it's unfortunately right now, that's just the way it is. Here's that sexy human. Hey, yo, pop. Yo. Derek is calling you out. Looks like my next card will be on hold for a while, unfortunately. Well, that's just the way it has to be right now. I mean, it's unfortunate, but, like, I just can't do anything about it, chat. I can't do anything about it. I don't have a car. I don't have a car, chat. This is fucked up. You know how hard it is to live in America without a car? It's fucked, man. But there is an upgraded carb that would be better than the original. I don't think so. I mean, let me look. I don't, for that specific motorcycle, I don't think so. CM400 after market carburetor. No. Is there a replacement kit? I guess I could get these replacement carburetors, but these both look... I guess they work on the CM400s, but they don't look, First of all, they're extremely expensive. $430 for both of these, and I don't even know if they're the right... These look like, they don't look the same. Here's some aftermarket parts for it. Yeah, they don't really make an aftermarket version of it that's like a... Because again, like a CM400 isn't a performance bike, so no one's going to make performance parts for a bike that's not really designed to be a performance bike. I haven't been here in a while. Has anyone done a fit check yet? I just did a fit check! I'll do it in a second. I'll do it in a second, Hellbent. I'll do it in a second. I'm not gonna abandon my mail. I'm not gonna do... I will go to the P.O. Box. It's just gonna be a minute. See, here's the thing. Here's, So here's the deal, right? This is, basically the rebuild carburetor that this is the kit that I bought, essentially. It's basically this exact same one. And you can see it's got these plastic floats, and this is essentially what I bought from, and put in... This is what's in the bike right now. Is this $20 kit. It's not great, but it's $20 and it was relatively cheap. Here is a replacement carburetor. This is not a new carburetor. This is a used carburetor that does need a kit. Like, look how fucking crusty it is inside of here. This carburetor needs to be rebuilt. As is, it needs to be rebuilt, and it's already $200. So, that's great. I forget, I think it's like 4-1, CM400 carburetor rebuild kit. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, I think this is it. This is the right one. So you can see that if you look in here and you look at this kit, a lot of the kits in here are just, everything looks a little bit better. This is not the actual image, but it doesn't have any floats in here. But it's just the parts look probably a little bit better. It comes with all of this stuff. But it's $119, $120. And this is essentially what I'm gonna have to buy in order to get my thing to run right, because it's just not gonna work. And I just don't really want to spend $120 on that right now, so it's just like, okay. Okay. It's been 6 months. I just fucking did a fit check, alright? Come on. And Astra says being minutes, she means 6 months. How much would it cost for someone to rebuild the card for you? Probably more money. And it wouldn't help. It's not like I don't have the ability to rebuild it. I don't think it's anything that I did that caused it to not work. I just have to spend the coin, chat. I gotta spend that coin. I asked for this, chat. This is my fault. This is my bed, and I'm laying in it. Alright, I'll do another fit check. Fit check. Spend, spend, spend. Yeah, that's just kind of the way it is. I have new favorite superhero. Ciao, we'll get the car eventually. We'll get a car at some point. At some point it will happen. 30-man fits this year are fire, they are. Buy a set of floats? I could buy a set of floats, but would that fix the problem? I don't know. I could check to see if my floats are even bad. Like, maybe my floats are just fine. I just put the old floats back in it. It's $22 for this float. I mean, maybe I will just do the floats. This one doesn't look bad. But it's also a plastic float. I wonder if, like, the floats that came out of the carburetor... Hold on, I wonder... Hold on, chat. It may actually... Let me go get the... Let me just go get the floats from the old the carburetor that I took out. Let me go see if they're actually good. Because maybe what I'll do, chat, is I'll just take the old floats and put them back in. Hold on. Hold on, chat. I'll be right back. So, this is the float that came out of it. I guess they came with plastic floats. They didn't have metal to begin with, but these are the floats that came out of it. They look okay, and they're a little dirty, obviously, but they don't look actually that bad. But let's fish this thing. I don't know if you can see this, chat. This is what the old float pin used to look like. This is the old float pin that I took out of the bike. But you can see how, like, nasty that is. Like, this is what I took out of the bike. But this is the left side carburetor float pin. The one that I'm having issue right now is the right side carburetor float pin, but you can see how fucking nasty and corroded that is. That was not working. But I don't know, maybe I could try putting the old float back in it, or buying a new set of floats, or doing something like that. I think generally speaking, it's not gonna be that hard. I think I'll get it running, and I'll get it. I think I'll figure it out. I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue. I just like, yeah, I'm just kind of tired of dealing with it and being like, oh, looks like I have more money to spend, chat. I hear that Anthropic was about to release the latest AI designed a URL shortener, but the WHO and CIA stopped them. You see the neat stitching on the glass dress, yeah. I saw a Ziploc bag and I was like, oh shit, wait, and then realized it had bike parts inside. If it's been over a month, you should call them. I have been there not a month ago. I was there not that long ago, but they were closed. I probably checked it like a week or two ago. What is this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll just buy that float off of Amazon or eBay, and I'll just buy a set of floats and then just put them in and not take the carburetor fully off and just kind of tilt it on its side while it's still connected to the cable, so I don't have to take the cables off. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I don't really know what to do about it. I'm kind of like, I'm just kind of like not, Get a bowl of water and sink them to see if there's air coming out of them. Ooh, that's a good idea. Could do that. Love your no tan skin. But yeah, so I don't know, we'll see. I'm sure it, like, again, it's like, I'm sure it'll be fine. I think that I'll get it done and I'll get it taken care of and I'll be fine. I'm just so, like, tired of dealing with it. I'm just like, I'm gonna take a break. I'll probably wait until after I get back from Burning Man. As much as, like, I kind of don't want to wait that long, I also just don't want to spend that much money. So I think I'll wait until after I get back from Burning Man. And then I'll probably take another look at it, and then I'll probably try to get it taken care of and done, finally. If I could maybe have this fucking motorcycle finished for once in my life, that'd be great. But I don't know, we'll see. The good thing is about this chat, the good thing is that I actually don't leave my house, like, ever. So, I don't really have to have a vehicle at the moment, so it's not that bad. Not that bad, chat. Not that bad. More clothes for Astra. Show some pussy, babe. Anyway, segregation stra. Wait, what? What? Fuck, dude. Should I go to McDonald's tonight, chat? I know I ask this like every single stream, but I've got it. It's like part of the thing. Can you sing me a happy birthday? I'm 65 today. Oh shit, dude. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Now I'm thinking that if the saddlebags in Iowa would fit in the P.O. Box packages. Probably not. Probably not. You know you don't live near your house. Leave your house. But never leave, so no, don't go get McDonald's. Well, I have to go to Walmart anyway, because I gotta get cat food. So if I'm going to Walmart, maybe I'll just buy McDonald's. Or maybe I won't. I don't know what I'll do yet, chat. I'm just tired of eating pizza rolls, because I've had so many pizza rolls, and I'm just like, I need to stop eating so many goddamn pizza rolls. Hey, have you lost some weight? You've lost some weight, haven't you? It's all done with smoke and mirrors. I have not lost weight. I weighed myself, like, yesterday, chat. I'm 117 still, okay? So, we have not lost weight. We're still right around that 115 to 120 range, chat. Bingo, she mentioned food. Damn, you autocorrect. Why the fuck are people asking her about her weight? No offense to anyone, just wondering why. I think some people, you know, some people want Fatstra, I think. So when people think they see me losing weight, they get upset because they want to see Fatstra. But, you know, it's just the Fatstra fans that are upset when I don't gain weight. But who needs to gain weight when, you know, fat boys don't gain weight, chat. We just absorb it. Let's not talking about Ariana Grande here too. Dude, she's so skin and bones. She looks bad though. She looks bad at that weight. Like when you start to get so thin that you have that gaunt look in your face, that's bad. That's bad, dude. That shit's not good. That shit's bad. Fatstra win? I don't know. Whenever I can afford to eat that much food. You know how much food costs nowadays, chat? I don't even understand how people like get fat when it's like food costs so much money. Ariana looks awful. She does. She looks terrible. Zempic is a fucking drug, dude. Put Ariana Grande right now next to Astra, and most of America would choose Astra. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I think you could put like a really kind of subpar biological woman in front of, and put them next to me, and even if most guys think that I'm physically more attractive than the girl, I don't think most guys would want to fuck me over the girl. I think that like most guys will take a below average pussy over like an above average femboy. I don't know anything about that girl other than she licked a donut once. Ew. I think Bud Light would skyrocket if they used your face instead. I think they'd have the same problem. Well, this one trans person tanked our brand. Let's try another. You missed that one. Try another. I'm meeting Karen Gillian, Amy Pond this weekend at SteelCon City. Do you have BB? Do you or BB have any questions for me to ask her? I don't. You know, that you know, it's cool that you meeting her. She's a cool. I liked her on Doctor Who, but I don't have any questions that I'm burning to ask her. I mean, Grindr did crash when that conference happened in DC. Well. Gotta not let them know you're trans. But they're gonna know. They're gonna know. Like, I mean, okay, if you're just talking about, like, if you take, like, Ariana Grande and you just take a picture of me and versus a picture of Ariana Grande and you ask which one of these people look more attractive, then maybe. Probably not, because Ariana Grande is a literal supermodel, but, like, maybe. Maybe. But, like, if you actually ask them, like, which one would you want to fuck, and they know that I'm trans, then that's just, like... I feel like even if guys, like, internally would rather fuck me, I think they're just socially, like, most people would say, no, I don't wanna, I can't dip to the, I can't dip in the other side, I can't dip in the femboy, it's too bad, it's too much, it's too much. Legit thought you were a cis woman when I first saw you. Aw, thank you. Chat, like, YouTube has been recommending me a bunch of, like, trans videos recently, and it feels so weird to watch, like, other people talk about trans problems. Because sometimes I forget that I'm trans, to be honest with you. Like, sometimes I forget that I, like, take hormones and that I've been, like, I do that. It's sort of, like, a weird thing. And there's, like, a lot of people who, like, I don't know, there's some stuff that I just, like, I wish that, like, certain trans people would carry themselves a little bit better, man. I watched one video where they're this like podcast where they were talking about this, like, one trans person was talking about their experiences after being like transitioning and how HRT actually affects them, and at a certain point they were just talking about his masturbation habits, and it's just like, I don't want to hear about how you jerk your dick nowadays, bro. Like, that's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. I want to know what the real physical changes are and how they affect you. If you're like, oh yeah, I shoot blanks now. That's a difference. That's changed. Okay, that's one thing. But no one asked you how you stroke your shit, bro. It's fucking disgusting. I just think that, like, I know it's kind of, I'm talking in a glass house here, but some people are too sexual. Chat, some people are too sexual. Trans problem. Thinks Astra is someone's boomer mom who got Freaky Friday'd into their younger daughter's body. You're one to talk. It's not, well, okay, I feel like there's a time and place, though. When I'm talking about a serious conversation, like, if I were to make a serious video on a serious podcast about, like, actually, like, how hormones affect you, I'm not gonna sit there and talk about, yeah, well, I've started to, like, you know, really jerk my shit. You know, when I stroke my shit, I really get it at that angle, you know what I mean? Like, ugh. That doesn't, you don't need to include that. You don't need that shit in there, man. Like, literally be like, oh, you know, it's just like, oh, you know, it's just like because of the way estrogen affects the body, you produce less, you get atrophy, and then it's like at a certain point, if you don't use it enough, you just shoot blanks, and that's all it is. That's all you have to say. You don't need to get into the fucking specific details about it. I don't want to fucking hear. Do sexual in an Astra stream? It's just, I don't know, man. It just didn't. I don't like it. Bad Vibes, how do you shoot your shot for Astra? Say, how would you go on a date? Bad Vibes hasn't taken me on a date in a minute, but we're both broke, so it's kind of understandable. I don't like this subject basically because it's so controversial. You are one side and the other one is evil. What do you mean? I've never said that they were evil. I just wish that, like, certain trans people would portray themselves a little bit more respectfully. It's like, you want people to not think you're, like, a fetish, but then you're, like, pushing your titties out in the fucking... This is supposed to be, like, a legit, professional, like, podcast, and you're over here, like, pushing up your titties and talking about fucking, like, how you stroke your dick, and it's just like... Ugh. You need to ask Bad Boys how he shoots your shot to people, for people trying to rizz up femboys. Not you, but most who talk about trans, if you are not on their side, you are evil. This is true. This is very true. There's not... I feel like in the trans community, there's a couple, like, paradoxes in the trans community. Like, I feel like, for me, I think gender roles, I feel like I appreciate gender roles because I'm trying to adopt a different gender role, right? Like, I'm trying to take... I was born with this gender role, and I'm trying to switch to this other gender role. But then you'll have trans people and certain people say that, oh, well, anytime you're perpetuating two genders, you're harmful. And it's like, well, so you're calling me, like, my whole idea, like, my whole, like, identity is based off of, like, gender roles and two genders being a thing. And then you're like, well, if I say that, now I'm a bad guy because I can't say that. But but genderism and gender stereotypes are bad, and so we gotta get rid of them. But even though that's, like, the whole point of being trans, even though it makes trans basically being useless. It sounds like Astra, you need to jumpstart the Astra education collaborations again, obviously. I hard agree. I know a lot of people do. Like, a lot of trans people do agree with me. I feel like there's so many trans people out there that actually agree more, like, with my way of being. Like, I feel like, you know, there is, like, like, certain people are like, you have to abolish gender, and, like, gender itself is evil, and everyone just needs to be kind of a thing, and gender doesn't exist. I think that's awful. It hurts trans people. And there's other people who are like, oh my god, I fucking watched this one guy, and he's, like, a political agitator, and he's like, on a motorcycle, and all he does... Chat, and this is Ranstro. This is, you know, if you, this is, like, politically adjacent, so if you don't like politics, you can leave, because I'm gonna end the stream in, like, 10 minutes anyway, but I just want to rant about this for a second, right, chat? We want to rant. This fucking guy, he rides a bike, and he organizes, like, rallies, and, like, pride rallies, and I don't have a problem with pride rallies, but his whole shtick is that anybody who comes to, like, film or, like, kind of, like, be an antagonistic to the Pride event, he'll go up to them and he'll, like, yell at them and, like, crazy, like, just go up to random people like, why are you here? Why are you here? What are you doing? Like, it's just like, oh my god. Like, extremely violent. And in the video... Moogie, I'm sorry, Moogie. In the video, he's even talking about how, like, people are upset at him because he's too violent. He wants violence, and he's, like, actively saying that he wants violence, and it's just like, bro, you are, like, you're using trans people as a way to justify your own dickhead behavior. You just like to go up to people and yell at them and act like you're superior to them so that you can feel good about yourself, but you're using trans people as a stepping stone to get there. You don't care about trans people. You just like yelling at other people on trans people's behalf, and it makes trans people look bad. I fucking hate it, dude. Suck my dick. Free women. Can you grab them by the pussy? And if you're a billionaire, you can get away with it. Free women, wild, wear, facts. I don't know, it pisses me off, man. I don't have a problem with, like, pride events. I think if you're gonna go and be antagonistic to a pride event, like, that's probably not a good thing. But this guy is actually, like, violent. He's a dickhead. He's totally, like, radicalized. And he's acting like other people are weird because he's not, they're not radicalized as him. And it's just, like, he's trying to, like, I hate it when people put me in the same box as this guy. And it's like, I don't want to be on this guy's team. This guy sucks. Chad, this guy fucking sucks. I'm such a little shit when people try to antagonize me in public. It always throws them off when a 5'6" feminine boy isn't scared of them all. They just stand in their face and laugh. Do you want to drop a name? I'll link you the video after I'm done with the stream tracing. It will piss you off. I'll link anybody who wants. If you DM me after the stream and you want to see what video I'm talking about, but it will piss you off. It will piss you off. Because this guy, like, listen, I get it. I don't like, you know, if you're going to host a pride event, you're going to host something like that, that's great. But with this guy, he's literally in this video complaining because people aren't, like, as radical as he is. He's not trying to create a peaceful event where people can celebrate pride. He's trying to organize, like, a revolution. And he's trying to organize, like, people to be disruptive and violent. And it's like, bro, you are the problem. You are why people get a bad... You are why people in the trans community get a bad rap. It's because of you. You motherfucker. You suck. You absolutely fucking suck. Stop using trans people as a shield to act shitty. You fucking piece of shit. I've seen some videos that pissed me off. Something gotta get some air on that piss. The blue hairdresser person that got arrested at the Florida college while it said they were having a mental breakdown dragged our movement down so much. Yeah, it's sad. Like, that kind of stuff, that's just upsetting when that kind of stuff happens. And it's just, like, they literally, I remember, like, if you look at those, like, anti-trans memes where it's, like, the soy jack, but it's, like, the trans, like, if you're trans, you know what I'm talking about. The person from Florida was, like, the real-life incarnation of one of these soy jacks, and it was unbelievable. And it just makes everybody, like, who's trans look bad. And it's hard. There's a reason why I don't identify as a fully trans person, is because of that. It's just because of that. It's like, if I don't want to associate with these people. Like, this doesn't represent who I am. This doesn't represent what I want. This doesn't represent anything a part of me. But because, like, everyone has to be put into a box, I have to be put in the same fucking box as this motherfucker who's just, like, screaming, like about pronouns, and it's just like, oh my god, this guy is literally, I'm pretty sure in that specific case too, that person got, I think, Baker acted, and they got, like, I think they got their charges dropped because they think they were kind of not mentally there, which is understandable. But I just hate that, like, there's so many people who will come to the defense of that person, just because, like, they can't handle some trans person getting, like, criticized. And it's just like, bro, we can't. And you know what, this is a message to all my trans girls out there, all my trans people out there. If you see somebody attacking a trans person and the trans person fucking deserves it, don't defend the trans person just because they're trans, okay? Don't do it. Like, don't fucking defend Keffels. That fucking person's evil, alright? Don't defend fucking, like, the most evil person ever just because they happen to be trans. Trans is not a valid reason to get away with being an awful person. It's just not, alright? Like, you can't get away with being an awful person because you happen to be trans. Don't put Astra in a box. Got it. Everybody who screams ACAB needs to watch that video. I don't know what ACAB means. Astra represents as a pain in the ass, and her gender is a gun. You don't want to be part of the trans community? It's not so much that I don't want to be a part of the trans community, it's that I don't want to be a part of certain aspects of the trans community, and that needless, like, the fact that we can't criticize certain trans people is a huge issue. And I think that, like, if you want my opinion, chat, we need to gatekeep the trans community. We need to gatekeep that shit hard. Because there's a certain group of trans people, and people in the left specifically, who think that any amount of gatekeeping into the trans community is a problem. But in reality, if you don't gatekeep the trans community at all, then you're letting in predators, you're letting in awful people who just want to use the label of trans as a way to get away with things, and it's just not a good representation of trans people. Why do trans people get so much hate in 2026? It's because we don't gatekeep. We let these motherfuckers in. And we defend them, and we say, oh yeah, these people, but because they say they're trans, they don't even take hormones or anything. They just, because they say that they're trans, we need to defend them as if it's fucking the Battle of Helm's Deep over here. And it's like, motherfucker, they don't deserve our help. We need to fucking put them under the bus, dude. We can't, like, if you're gonna be an awful person, you can't get away from criticism because you're trans. Hate it, man. We need a debate. Astra and Blondie versus whom? Astra and Blondie versus... I don't know, man. I don't know. This is why so many women in prison are getting pregnant these days. Is it really? Is that true? They're not sending their best to the community. They're not sending their best. They're not sending their... We need to build a wall around the trans community. It's just like, you know, it's like... There's just so much that I don't think is valid, and there's like I feel like we need to be there's such a hesitation to say that anybody in the trans community is invalid. But you know what? We need to start being like, you motherfucker are invalid. It's like, you need to be invalid right now. Like, and I'm not talking about like people who don't pass or people who are older. I'm not talking about anybody like that. Like, you cannot pass, you can be a Han, as they're called. That's not who I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about people who are on the left or right or whatever. I'm just talking about the people who are actively using the trans label as a scapegoat to be awful people and to let their like mental illness like just splurge out on people, and the defense mechanism is, oh, I'm trans, so you can't criticize me. And people do that. People fucking do that. And then when you try to gatekeep those people from the community, then somebody's gonna be like, that's transphobic. You can't say that. You can't do that. You can't. All trans people are valid, even if they don't take hormones. And it's just like, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up! Nika and Tatina? I don't know who's, like, super leftist. I mean, I know Soko is pretty far, like, has some pretty different opinions, but I don't, like, there's nobody in the femboy community or, like, anybody I know specifically that's like, I disagree with this person so much that I'd want to debate them, but... Also, the older trans people need to stop dressing like they're 14. Shit needs to be gay kept. That I will agree with you on, Tess. If you're... Dress your age. If you're a trans person and you are... whatever age you are, 35, 55, 65, whatever, dress your age. Okay? Don't dress like a high school girl. Don't dress like a school girl. You're not... Just stop it. Stop it. Really, I think there needs to be a bigger separation between AGP people and HSDS people. And I don't mean to... If I'm gonna break out some 4chan lingo, I don't mean to propagate blankardism, okay? I'm not trying to do that. All I'm trying to say is if you are trans because it sexually turns you on, there needs to be a separation between people who are transitioning because they have gender dysphoria and people who are transitioning because it gets their cock hard, right? Like, that needs to be separated and distinguished. Very, 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 like, much so. We need to take the people who are doing it as a fetish and separate them from the people who are doing it because they have gender dysphoria. And it's like, there's a bunch of people who are just like, no, all trans people are valid, no matter what. And it's just like, dude, if you are, like, the kind of person where you're like, the only reason why you're doing this is so that you can go to the girls' bathroom and jerk off, fuck you. Like, fuck you. It's fucking disgusting. I don't want to be put in that box. If trans people have to include the people who are doing it as a fetish, I don't want to be included in that. Because I don't like that. If I wasn't here near the end of the stream, I'd buy us all a political pass for the stream. Astra needs a reckoning. I need a reckoning? Listen, man. I guess saying nuggets your age is valid too. That has nothing to do with being trans, man. I'll listen, you cannot take the word nuggies away from me, you bastard. You know what? Just because of this, I'm gonna go to McDonald's after the stream and buy some chicken nuggies, chat. I'm gonna buy some chicken nuggies after the stream just because you said it, Disco. Time for charts about windmills and solar power? What? How does that relate to what I've said at all? I mean, like, is there really, like, a good reason why we don't separate these people? Like, is there a reason why we need to allow the fetishists and the people who are genuinely struggling with gender dysphoria, and why are we lumping them together? Why are we saying that these people are the same? I just don't understand it, chat. That's all I'm saying. I just don't understand. Clapped your hands once and Moogie looked up at you like, what? I know, I love Moogie. Only based Giga Chad say nuggies, fucking... Nuggies get my motor going. Nuggies and tendies and whatever else. You know, want some chicken tendies? Love my tendies. Fuck off. Listen, chat, I'm not saying I'm right about everything. All I'm saying is right now, I don't want to deal with, I don't want to put myself in a box that other trans people put themselves into, because I feel like it's just, I don't like to associate with fetishes. And the other problem is, I think that, like, I think that there's too much of a separation between real women and trans people. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves about the trans community is how so many people are like, trans women are women. They are women. And they'll tell you that, and they'll be like, you know, trans women are totally just real women. And then they'll go off, and if you take that same, like, that's like, say that's a cis girl saying that. You take that same cis girl, and then a day later, and you take some random person that hasn't met them before, and they say, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were trans. You look really good. That, you cannot destroy a cis woman's ego harder than implying that she looks like a trans person. And that is how I know trans women and real women do not equal the same thing in most people's mind. Like, even if you're saying... Like, I'm not saying that trans people aren't real women. I'm saying that most people don't view trans people as real women. It's just, even if they say they do, even if in the back of their head they're like, no, I totally do. You don't. You don't. You just don't. You know there's a difference between a trans woman and a real woman in your own head, and you just don't accept it. Instead, you just say, no, trans women are real women, but in the back of your head, you're like, yeah, but I would never actually want to see this person naked, or I would never actually want this person... I would never want to be, like, insinuated that I am a trans person. It's fucking brutal. It's fucking brutal. This is why Trans Visibility Day hurts trans people. It's because trans people don't want to be seen. I don't want to be a trans woman, chat. I want to be a woman. I don't want to be seen as a trans woman. I don't want people to know I'm a trans woman. I hate that we need a Trans Visibility Day so that we can out everybody who's trans. Like, it's like how all women say Lizzo is a beautiful woman, but when you tell a woman she looks like Lizzo, you know how she's gonna react. Exactly. I ain't even wading into this argument. This isn't an argument, chat. This is me just ranting. This is just me ranting, dude. Astra is right. I don't want to see her naked until our wedding night when we get gay married. Anyway, chat. Sorry, I just had to rant. I'll send, if you want me to send you that video that I was talking about, just DM me. I'll send it to Taco and Troy Racing. But if you want to see it, I'll DM it to you. Just DM me. But the 2027, we get full femme Astra? Potentially, maybe. Who knows? Anyway. Maybe I need to be, chat, maybe I need to switch my style of content. Maybe I need to be the new trans ambassador and make a new sect of the trans community that is actually, like, cares about trans people and doesn't just use trans people as political fodder. Maybe that's what I have to do, chat. Maybe that's my calling. Anyway, chat. Raid, is anybody live? Anyway, chat. Ambassador Astra. Got so much rage bait in my algorithm already. Ambassador Astra. Anyway, chat. I will be live again tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I will be live again tomorrow. Boogie, what do you have to say to the people? I think she says blah. She says bye, Moogie. Bye, everybody. Bye, chat. That's what she said. Anyway, chat, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you guys later. Goodbye. How is you gonna ask to dip? I am dipping. All right, I am dipping. Come on.